All right. So, my name is Sarah. I am a social worker here at the outpatient agency that you are at today. Um, First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for meeting with me today. It is March 5th of 2025. We're going to talk about a lot of different things today, but with that, I know that talking to someone new can be very, very scary, and I want to do everything in my power to make sure you feel comfortable. So please interrupt me as we go. Please let me know if what we're talking about is maybe a little bit too triggering, if we need to step back, or if there's any support you need from me. That being said, I want to make sure that you understand everything that we will be talking about today because we might get into some pretty heavy topics. This is going to be an initial assessment, or you may have heard somebody call it an intake before. We are going to talk about a lot of different things like your past, your family relationships, any history of substance use, any medical concerns you or your family may have, and any other relevant information that would help me to help you. And then together we will come up with some different goals and different things we can do to help you reach your goals. Is this all okay with you?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay, great. And I just want to explain to you that I am a mandated reporter. With this, that means that everything that you say in here with me is confidential unless I feel that you or someone else may be at risk. So if you were to tell me about a child being hurt or an elderly person being hurt, or that you were going to hurt yourself or someone else in that situation, I would have to report that. Do you have any questions about that?
No, I understand.
Okay, great. So let's go ahead and get started. Tell me a little bit about yourself, including your full name and what brought you to me today.
My name is Holly Jane Sanchez. I'm 15. I am Hispanic. I play softball and hang out with my friends a lot. I make good grades, I guess. My parents said I need to come see you because they think that I'm depressed.
Okay, thank you for sharing, Holly. When did you turn 15?
Last week,
Okay, when is your birthday?
my birthday is 4/15.
Okay, how exciting. 15 can be such a fun age. Tell me about your parents thinking that you're depressed.
I guess it's because I stay in my room a lot, and don't really talk to my family much.
Okay, so they think that you're depressed because you stay in your room a lot and you don't talk to them much. Have you ever seen another therapist or social worker about that before?
Mm, no.
Okay. Have you always stayed in your room a lot, or is that something that's began recently?
I guess it's more recent. My cousin Juan moved in with us about a month ago after his mom went to a hospital, and it's just been too chaotic with all the siblings. And I don't have anything to talk to them about, so I would just get in trouble anyway.
Wow, it sounds like Juan moving in has been a big change for you and your family. What do you mean by you would get in trouble?
Well, my grades have started dropping recently because I'm too tired at school and I'm not able to stay awake. Um, I'm struggling in softball because I'm so tired.
I understand. Proper rest is very important, especially for someone that's your age, still growing and still developing. You mentioned Juan's mother going to the hospital. What was this for?
Um, So she's my mom's sister. I guess she was having some mental problems. And said that like this would just be best for now.
Okay. So it's your mom's sister, meaning that she's your aunt.
Yeah. So yeah, she's my aunt. It's
Okay.
just Juan's mom.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Does anyone else in your family have these mental problems that you mentioned?
Uh, no, no, just Juan's mom.
Okay. Has anyone else been hospitalized for mental health before in your family?
No.
Okay, that is helpful information for my assessment. Let's go back to the topic of you not sleeping. Do you know why you aren't sleeping?
Pretty much every night. Um, I don't know really why, I guess, but my friends told me that there's a pill I can take to help me stay focused when I'm doing homework, and it does, but then I crash when I go to school. It all started about a month ago when I had a big test to study for, just right after one moved in.
Okay. So you're saying that this happens pretty much every night, and that this all started around the time that Juan moved in. I also want to talk more about this pill that you mentioned. But thank you for opening up to me about that. And before we get into this, just remember that what is said in this session is confidential. Again, unless I think you or someone else is at risk of being hurt. What kind of pill are you taking and where did you get it?
I think it's called like Vyvanse, and my friend gives it to me. His mom gets it prescribed. No, I've never taken any medication other than antibiotics from the doctor.
Okay. So this is the first time you've ever taken any medication like this that maybe wasn't prescribed to you. Being 15 and dealing with peer pressure can be extremely difficult, and I imagine that that's heavy trying to juggle all that. But I do want to make sure that you understand how dangerous it can be to take somebody's medication, just due to the fact that you don't know how it's going to interact with your body and the things going on with you physically.
Ugh, I know. I feel awful, and I won't do it anymore.
You don't have to feel bad. This is a safe place, and I am here to help you. And I want to make sure that we're working together to reach your goals. And that would be a great goal for us to work on. Let's go back to your parents thinking that you were depressed. How do you feel? Do you feel depressed?
No, not really. I just don't want to talk to my parents. I don't want to die or cut myself or anything like that, if that's what you're wondering.
That is great to hear, Holly. I'm glad that you don't feel depressed, and I'm glad that you are not wanting to take your own life or harm yourself in any way. But I do want you to understand that if you were to feel depressed or have sad days, because we all have bad days every now and then, that is okay, and those are things that we can talk about in our sessions.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Holly. Well, we have talked about a lot of heavy stuff today, and I am really thankful that you've been so open and willing to share all of this with me. I know that can be hard, especially with the medication, and your parents not knowing about that. So I am very happy to work with you on this moving forward. Next week, when we get back here, we can talk about a lot more, including your family history, your relationships, and your friends. I know you mentioned that you haven't been spending as much time with them lately as you used to, so we will dive into that. But also your medical history and your prior hospitalizations and things like that. Do you have anything else that we need to discuss today before we leave?
No, um, no. I just want to make sure one more time that everything, all of this is going to stay here. My parents won't know anything.
So unless you or someone else is at harm, this will stay in this session. Again, if I feel that you are risking yourself or someone else, I will have to tell them. Any other questions about that?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so what we will do next week is create some goals together and start working on some different coping skills to help you reach your goals. And how does that sound?
It sounds good.
Okay,
It sounds
great.
good.
See you next week.
Thank you.